Hello, everybody. This is Mahogany T. Brown. Yep, I'm here with a podcast. Um, my podcast is about um, Moses, the prophet, my favorite prophet. And I just basically want to have a little conversation about him and kind of reflect on his his journey and his uncertainties, and I could see like a correlation between his uncertainty that is like reflected like in my life too, like because I'm at an uncertain time in my life, and I could relate to Moses. So today is March 11th, 2026. And this is brought to you by Charm City, CLG. Yep, I'm a child of God. Yes, so welcome everyone to my podcast. I am Mahogany T. Brown, and we're talking about one of the most powerful figures in the Bible, Moses. Moses is known as the man who led the Israelites slavery into Egypt and towards freedom. But what many people forgot is that Moses was not a perfect man. No, he wasn't. He wasn't perfect at all. He had doubts, he had fears, he questioned whether he was the right person for the job. Before he became a great leader, Moses spent years wandering, unsure of his direction. And that's something many of us can relate to. Right now in my life, I'm in a season where I don't know fully what the future holds for me. I really don't. I mean, it's everything just look everything's like rolling into one. So yeah, and I just don't know what you know what's going on. But when I read the story of Moses, I see sometimes the journey through uncertainty is exactly where growth and purpose begins. And I hope some of you feel the same. So today, me will be diving in and talking about Moses, his strength, his struggles, and how his journey connects with our own. Okay, so when I think about the story Moses, what part of his life stands out to me the most? Now, the most part that stands out to me about Moses, when he had a conversation with God, and God was explaining to him that he sees him leading the people of Israel. He want him, well, he want Moses to lead the people out of Israel, and Moses did not see the vision. Um, he did not see that he can do it. Um, he didn't know what to say. He didn't know what to do. He he even like tried to pass the buck and and have Aaron do it, his brother. But God saw, he knew. God knows every last one of us. He knows. So, and that relates to me because my existence where I feel like I can't do certain things, but then other people could see it and yeah, and I don't give myself enough credit. So at that point in Moses' life, he wasn't giving himself credit, but God knows every last one of his children, and he knew that Moses could carry out that task. Okay, so Moses doubted himself when he was called to lead. Yeah, we just was talking about that. Have you ever felt like you weren't ready for something important in your life? Yeah. Um, I'm like that right now. I know that I'm at a standstill right now at this moment because I know the next phase I have to do something for the Most High God. And He is making sure that I can withstand this task and all that comes with it. So, right now, in my life, right now, I feel like I am stuck. But not necessarily stuck. I know that I'm being sit down. Yeah, if that's more of more clarity, like I'm being set aside while God is doing His work, which involves me. Okay, so Moses spent many years in the wilderness before fulfilling his purpose. Have you ever had a wilderness season in your life where you felt lost? Once again, right now, this is my season right now where everything in my life is so uncertain. Every time I turn around, there's a blockage here. Every time I turn around, I'm being stopped here. Every time I turn around, there's a door being shut here. It's just like, it's never ending right now for me. Right now. So I'm very unsure, but I'm very unsure, but I'm pretty sure that God has something that He needs me to do. And like I said, He's sitting me to the side. Yes, He is. He's sitting me to the side so I can be primed and how can I say it? I could be primed and I could be trained for the next phase. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, what strength did Moses show during difficult moments? And how do those strengths apply to people? Okay. He yeah, he showed a lot of strength. As time gone on, each time he went to Pharaoh and trying to explain to Pharaoh about what is there to come if he don't uh, set people free. You know, he basically was saying like you gotta follow, you gotta let my people go. I mean, my my God is not playing. You have you have to listen. If you don't listen, X, Y, and Z will happen. And just like today, like there's people out here that is just, no matter what you explain to them, no matter, I mean, you could tell them till you tell them till they blue in their face that if you do X, Y, and Z, there's consequences. And they'll look at you like, that's not gonna happen to me. So yeah. So that yeah, that applies, that applies to today. And the strength that Moses showed, like, like I said, at first he didn't want to do this, and he didn't want to be the mouthpiece of God. He didn't want to, like I said, he tried to he got his brother to, he got God to bring Aaron in. But after a while, um, yeah, Moses, yeah, he found that inner strength, and I believe too, what also helped him, it was God Himself helped him, and Jethro. Yeah. So Jethro, um, Zephra's father, his wife, she's an Ethiopian woman. She, her father, I believe, gave him strength too, because he did a lot of talking with his father-in-law and God. Right now, both, right now, I'm in my challenge season. So, how do I keep hope when I don't know exactly where life is going for me? I pray, I read my Bible, and then I basically just try to keep a positive outlook, even though everything really looks very uncertain. So I keep my mind on God, and 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 read the Bible, and just try to keep my head up. All right, so leadership and responsibilities, right? Moses had to lead people even when they complained and doubted him. What does that teaches us about leadership and patience? Okay, when you are called to do something, yes, you're gonna have people that is not gonna believe in you. They're gonna be very skeptical. Um, People like to see results before they support you. Um, but as a leader, you have to you have to have that source of patience, and understand people, um, and understand that a lot of times people are acting out of fear, especially when they're doing something that's new, you know, or foreign to them. So there, they're going to act out, and you as a leader, you absolutely got to emulate, not emulate. What I want to say, you have to um, show calmness, steadiness, consistency, and I believe with that, when other people are seeing that, that will cause the people that you're leading, or people that are watching you, that will give them a sense of ease, especially if you're doing something and you're leading people. Okay. um, Not to say that if you lead, if a person leads someone, oh, they can't be scared. That's a big task. Okay? Freeing a whole nation from no, well, not nation. Freeing a whole bunch of people from a country, Egypt. You know, so that is a job, like that sound real impossible, but we can do all things through Christ, and we could do all three things through our Father Yahweh. Hallelujah. We could do all things. Yes. So, um, that leadership, that consistency, that calm, patience, um, being very direct, honest. That is leadership and patience. Yes. So, yeah, to lead a people, you gotta basically get on their uh they're comfortable with you. You gotta make them comfortable with you. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Faith and purpose. Okay. So, do you believe that difficult seasons can actually prepare us for something bigger? Absolutely. Cause um, it's just like when you going to work out for the first time. The first 2 weeks is like the hardest, and then as time go on, you notice, oh, okay, it's not that bad. Like, oh, okay, I'm getting used to it. So you gotta exercise muscles that you haven't exercised before. The same thing with life. Every time you get ready to do something different or do something into a new journey or anything, um, wherever you had left off at, and if it was like really difficult or whatever, it is preparing you for the next phase. Yes. And so, yeah, it's preparing you. So when you do get to that next level, it is difficult. It's very difficult, but you have the strength and the tenacity and the perseverance, perseverance, perseverance. Sorry, and you have that resilience to make it through. Yeah, and and then you see people be like, oh my God, I remember when you did this, so and so and so, and oh man, you don't even look like you went through that. No, because God had trained you to handle that situation, that uncertain season that you had. That was to build you for what was to come, because he knew he need warriors, spiritual warriors. God need us. He does. So when you find yourself alone and and like just doors are shutting on you left and right, it's because you're being pruned, primed, shaped, okay, sharpened up here for what he got planned next for you. Yep. So that faith and purpose. Yes. Yes. faith and purpose is for something bigger. Moving forward. What is one step you can take today to keep you moving forward, even when the destination is not clear? Hallelujah. God. God. The word. Scriptures. Fasting. Praising God. Praising him. Hallelujah. He is great. Yes. Yep. Praising him. Yep. So when I read about Moses, I could see a man who didn't have everything figured out. And I don't have everything figured out at all. I am just not. Yeah, I don't have it figured out. There are times when he was afraid and uncertain. Yes, he was. And honestly, that's where I find myself once again. Right now, I'm in a season where I am still figuring things out. Being in the shelter, not knowing exactly what the next chapter look like, it can feel like being in the wilderness, like he was. Moses was in the wilderness for 40 years before before he took on that task. Yeah. Moses was in the woods for 40 years, alone, isolated. And during that time, he was being primed, he was being pruned, he was being shaped. Yes. He was being elevated.